I think, George, you as much as the team, a roller coaster of emotions at Luton on Monday.
Yeah, I know. Obviously disappointing not to win the game. Obviously nice for me to score. But yeah, disappointing second half, conceding those goals that we did. But it's definitely something we'll learn from.
And did you go into the dressing room thinking about your wonderful goal, or did you go into the dressing room thinking about that you should have had 2 goals at Kenilworth Road?
Yeah, I was disappointed about the second one. Obviously, it's one of them. I had bodies in front of me, and I've gone for power more than anything, which is probably the wrong thing to do. But my first goal was, obviously very good, which I'm very pleased about. So yeah, could have had 2, but on another day.
Possibly the most unique challenge in the Championship, Luton Town. How do you reflect on the way that City coped with Luton as an attacking force, and did it help finding out that in a crazy Championship both Middlesbrough and Coventry also struggled on Monday?
I know it was crazy, really, the results. But to be honest, I thought first half we were good. I thought we were very prepared for the Luton game. We knew what it was going to be about. It was going to be a tough game and a bit of a scrap. So yeah, I just think second half, we sort of let ourselves down a little bit with the goals, because we know that's what they're about. But yeah, I think it's something we'll learn from, and I think it's behind us now, so we can learn from it, and we can't take our foot off the gas now going into the next 2 games.
Yeah, I mean, the ideal situation is come Monday at 10 o'clock, you've secured a place in the playoffs. It's a big few days coming up for City.
It is, yeah. It's massive. I think our focus is just be as prepared as we can for the Leeds match. Obviously, we've got to go there and get a result no matter what. So yeah, I mean, there's no point getting carried away with the results and whatnot. I think we just got to prepare ourselves best we can for the Leeds game.
And is it a similar test to Burnley a few weeks ago? It's going to be a bit of a party atmosphere. Leeds guaranteed promotion now, going for the title. Is there a motivation to be party poopers on Monday?
Well, we hope so, yeah. Yeah, I mean, we've got to go there and put on a performance. They're obviously a very good team, done well this season. So yeah, I think we just got to be ready for a tough game, and just be at our best and focus on what we can do. So we've got to go and get a result.
Because generally, I can sense a real focus in the squad. You're concentrating on each game. Have you given yourself 5 minutes to think, by the end of May we could be promoted to the Premier League? I mean, the rewards are there, and they're so close as well, aren't they now?
Yeah, I mean they are, but to be honest, I think as a team we've done a good job of just staying very level. I think the focus for us has always just been on the next game, and just preparing ourselves best for the next game, and putting in some good performances, and then the results come of that. None of us have been getting carried away talking about it too much. Everyone's very, very focused on the job that needs to be done.
And in terms of you and your versatility, I think you look equally as comfortable at wing back or in the middle of defence. Do you have a preference, and how different are the 2 roles?
A lot more running at wing back, I think. But yeah, I mean they're not too dissimilar. I think obviously playing at wing back, you're ending up in much more advanced positions. But defensively, it's still the same principles. But yeah, I don't have a preference. I think it's good that I can do both. It was great the other day. I think I was able to get forward quite a lot and obviously score the goal. So I think it's a good thing that I can play both, and I don't mind playing either position.
And how much credit do the squad, because the squad is stretched, and fingers crossed that Cam is out not too long, but does it feel like a stretched defence at all, or do the players that step in, I mean, Hayden will hopefully get a chance on Monday perhaps, you feel that there's quality no matter who comes in and plays?
Yeah, of course. I think that's been a strong point in our team, I think, over the last over the season really. I think the lads that have not played so much, when they've come into the team, they've done well. I don't look at our defence now and think there's any sort of weaknesses. Even when Hayden comes in, I think Hayden's a great player. He's more than capable of playing in the back 5. He's done well when he's played there. So yeah, I think it's one of them. I think we're still strong.
And finally, can you enjoy Monday? Finally, I mean, who doesn't want to play in front of 38,000 noisy fans?
Exactly. Yeah, I've personally not played at Elland Road yet, so it'll be an experience. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to the game. I'm sure it'll be a great atmosphere. But yeah, hopefully we can spoil their party a little bit, like you said.
And fair play to the City fans as well, because it's nearing. If not come Monday, it'll be a sellout 8 o'clock on a Monday night. How important is their support?
Yeah, it'll be massive. I think they've helped us out so much in the last few weeks, especially the home games. I think the atmosphere has been amazing. So yeah, we appreciate their support, and hopefully they can come in numbers Monday night and help us out.
Thank you.
Thank you.
George, it's the first time we spoke to you since your last injury. I just wondered if you could talk us through that a little bit, because obviously it was a bit of an odd one, because you played the full game at Sheffield United and it wasn't until after we heard what had happened.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, it was a bit strange. I did my injury sort of in the first half quite early on. I sort of knew something wasn't right with my knee, but sort of played through, wanted to finish the game, and then sort of the next couple of days were a bit of a whirlwind few days. I had the scan the next day, found out I'd torn my meniscus and I needed surgery. Luckily, our physio has a good relationship with a surgeon in London. He phoned me up the same day and said, look, there's a slot tomorrow where you can go and get it done. So it was probably within 36 hours I'd had an operation, which, it's been massive in terms of helping me get back so quick, really. So yeah, I'm very grateful to the surgeon and very grateful to the physios for helping me get back so quick.
Is there ever a fear from your point of view that you might not get to play a part in what's looking to be a really exciting running?
Yeah, I was absolutely gutted when I found out my scan results. I had a torn meniscus. I just assumed that was my season done. And even going into surgery, I wasn't really aware of, how long the rehab would be. So yeah, I was gutted. It wasn't until sort of after my surgery where the surgeon spoke to me and explained things where I could have been back within 5 or 6 weeks. It's actually been earlier than that. So yeah, I think I'm, very grateful to be still playing and playing a part in the end of the season.
Does that change your approach going into these final few games? Liam's spoken a lot about enjoying the journey and taking a game as it comes. When you've almost had that new lease of life in a run-in, does that change your mentality at all?
To be fair, I think it has. I've, just to be playing the games for me is massive. Like you said, I thought my season was done. So to be back and playing the games, I just can't wait to be playing. I'm just really looking forward to it.
On a personal note, obviously, when you came to the club, they were fighting the other end of the table, really. In that time that you've been here, the progression's clear to see. How do you have to almost pinch yourself sometimes, or do you feel like this has been building throughout your whole time here?
I think it has been building. Yeah, I think the club's in a good place. Since I've been here, the goal has always been to be in the Premier League. This is obviously the closest we've come. I think we've made huge strides under the gaffer over the last sort of 18 months. And to put us in this position now, I think, we're not too far away. We just got to keep plucking away, really.
And as a group, it feels from the outside looking in really close, like the scenes after Hayden's goal at West Brom. How does it compare to the other Bristol City teams you've played a part in?
Probably say this is the closest group, yeah, in terms of everyone getting on and being close. Yeah, like you said, when Hayden scores that goal, everyone's so happy. The lads really get on, everyone's really close. So yeah, we're all sort of just riding the wave together and just enjoying the journey, I think. Everyone's really looking forward to the games coming up. And I think it's brilliant being in this position and playing in big games.
In the change room, is there talk about securing that playoff place? We've spoken to players about it throughout the season, and to start with it was very much just wait and see what happens. But is there that bit of buzz now that you're so close?
There is and there isn't. Obviously, we know the position we're in, but I think everyone's just so focused on like the job that needs to be done. You know, we don't think it's guaranteed at all. You know, we've still got to go and get a result at Leeds, and if not, then beat Preston. You know, I don't think anyone thinks we've cracked it yet. There's still work to be done, and I think that's the right mentality to have, because you know, we've seen it before in the Championship. Anything can happen. So I think everyone's just ready to give it their all the last few weeks.
Liam's mentioned when we just spoke to him then about trying to get more goals from wing backs in particular. Is that something you've been working on adding to your game? Because obviously it's probably a bit more advanced position than you've played in at times in your City career.
I can't say I've been working on it because, you know, I wasn't really expecting to play at wing back on the weekend. But yeah, it's obviously a position I've played in loads of times before. So yeah, it was just nice to find myself in a scoring opportunity, and you know, I was just happy to take the goal well. Yeah, buzzing with it.
Can you talk us through it a bit? I was sat right behind the pillar, so I couldn't see you or the ball go in the net.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously the header's come out from the defender, and it was just, you know, very similar to the Coventry one, where I just thought I had to shoot, and it was just about getting a good contact on the ball, and you know, luckily I struck it really well, and it just flew into the bottom corner. But yeah, great feeling.
Just finally for me, last two games, you mentioned how good the support had been. If you had like a message for those heading to Ellen Road and for the Preston games, what would your message to the fans be? I'd
just say do the same thing. I think they've been, you know, brilliant the last few weeks, bringing the energy and the buzz. You know, I think they've been really, really loud the last few weeks, and I think it's, you know, definitely helped us. So yeah, same again, please, and you know, give us that extra boost.
It's interesting, George.